here to go on to face
Who will they face? That's our good friend Cam, aka No Sleeves. He will be joining us at some point in these broadcasts. But for now, we are here live, twitch.tv/Capitals for a battle for the ages. Big Titan battle here tonight in this best of 3 on this Caps Gaming Showcase week number 2, the North American rendition presented to you by Leidos and powered by Leaguegaming. Good evening here from the stateside, live from the virtual studio in Tampa and across the entire continent. My name is Nick DeMeo, aka F5 Penguin. You can follow me all over the web at F5 Penguin, and we have a barn burner here for you tonight, my friends. It is going to be something classic and ready to go here. Scary Hours Virtual Brothers, and this one's going to be a good one, a best of 3. And for Scary Hours, getting their first test of the season, really, for them, as week 1 didn't see action on the ice, but netted them a victory nonetheless. 2 1-0 teams going up head-to-head, and this one should be interesting. But without further ado, let's bring in one of my cohorts here. You may know him as It's King Lime. It is Tegan Blair. Tegan, we are here, and we're back at it a mere 5 hours after we saw an amazing best of 3 with Frolunda and IQ. I'm looking for more of the same here tonight.
Hey, call the earlier cast a pregame skate here, Nick, as we're diving into the second cast of the evening, and what a game we are going to have on our hands. We've got Sitful and Scary Joey and the boys taking on Wiki and Sammy, and you're right, it is going to be Scary Hours' first taste of competition as they got a quick walkthrough week 1.
First taste of competition, and another situation where we have another name change, but the new name, same great taste. We know these guys on Scary Hours in a different way, don't we?
Yeah, we definitely do. I know them previously as a Vertigo. They have now switched over to Scary Hours with obviously some pretty familiar names they have there. These guys are winning players in the esports scenario, and they look to do it here in the Caps Gaming Showcase as well, man.
Yeah, no Guan, but it doesn't lack any sort of talent on the defensive side of the ice, and we know the guys up front. So this is going to be a unique matchup to see how they fare against a team that is really looking to kind of step up into a competitive contendership for a championship.
Yeah, and obviously sitting here at 2 wins going into this week is the Virtual Brothers, and obviously a great team here, Brandon.
Yeah, great team in Virtual Brothers, and a team that is not really unfamiliar with this stage. We've seen a lot of the players in this lineup, whether it be together or on other teams, compete in tournaments, make deep runs. We all know about Scary Hours being Vertigo. They've won championships. They've been around for a long time, whether it be in some of these tournaments, whether it be in NHL 20, NHL 21. We know what Scary Hours is capable of. But Virtual Brothers, as Nick alluded to earlier, still looking to get that marquee championship. They've been around, they've contended, they've been in that top 16, top 10 kind of area, but they've yet to bring that trophy home. The Caps Gaming Showcase, a great opportunity to do that, and it looks like they have the roster to do so.
Yeah, they definitely do here, Brandon, as you've said it right on the head, and they actually ended up getting beat by Olympia, who carried on to win, didn't they?
Yeah, and I mean, you look at Olympia last year, and it's in a sense similar to where Virtual Brothers is. Last year, the story with Olympia coming into NHL 21 is, man, they've been so close. Second place, third place finishes, just not able to bring that championship home. And Olympia went into NHL 21 and said, okay, dominated throughout, winning 5 or 6 tournaments, including the Caps Gaming Showcase last season. Virtual Brothers looking to get into a similar situation, while Scary Hours looking to recapture some of that glory they saw late into NHL 20, where they ended that year off with multiple championships, with even without Guan and Jakku and Delisle and some of the names that have left, filling those names with other characters and players such as K-Cut and Bar Down. We know what Joey and Sitful can do together, arguably one of the best center wing pairs that we have in NHL esports. They're looking to get back to the mountaintop. Virtual Brothers is looking to get there. This should be a very interesting matchup with two teams that we could see make deep runs into this tournament.
Yeah, and like you said, the winger center combo of Sitful and Scary Joey is obviously one that is pretty well known around the North America esports scene. What are the Virtual Brothers going to have to do to kind of shut those guys down? And when you bring Eric into the play, it's just a real question on what's going to happen.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting because really you don't know what to expect with this matchup. There's not really a lot of previous history with these two, and even though Virtual Brothers does have that chemistry, there's a few different pieces between some teams. You have HDC and Karma, who have played together on multiple different teams, Underdogs, Phantoms, Dismiss last season in the Caps Gaming Showcase, and then you have a bunch of other guys from No Expectations in the last few tournaments, and Sam May, Wiki, and Deke. So a bit of a best of both worlds. It'll be interesting to see how those two different chemistries mix and gel as one against a team like Scary Hours that has Joey and Sitful and Augie and K-Cut that have played together for a long time. It's going to be interesting. Can't wait to see these next two, possibly 3 games between two teams that could be in it at the very end of this tournament in March.
Right, and we'll let everybody know that this is a best of 3 matchup, isn't it, Brandon? As we are going to see whoever takes the first 2 games in this 3-game battle will be moving on. And it sounds like we're getting word from the dressing room. The teams are almost fired up and ready to go, Brandon. So players to watch from either side, my friend. Give me one from each team.
I'm going to go with one specific position. Scary Joey and Wiki manning the center spots. Wiki, one of the key contributors for this team last week, had 5 goals, 2 assists, 13 shots, and Scary Joey doesn't take much to explain the kind of impact he has on the ice from not just an offense perspective, but a defensive perspective. One of the best centers and forwards that we have in North American esports. That should be a matchup to really look out for. Watch those two drive play for their respective teams here in this matchup.
Well said, both of you. We are at ice level now. The face-off upon us. Puck drop is here. It is the Caps Gaming Showcase presented to you by Leidos, powered by Leaguegaming. Scary Hours going north on your screen. Quick passes leads to the quick interception for the Virtual Brothers in the white going south on your screen right now. Action will be quick, fast, and in a hurry here, I think, early on, as the North American boys know how to score. As we're here from the half boards. Patience the key right now, waiting and baiting their time, trying to get the defense out of position. Virtual Brothers sit full, looking to move around the outside. 2 defensive men go round the outside, round the outside, round the outside. As Virtual Brothers back with the puck, they'll reset back to their blue line, looking to break through that trap. The geometry on that bank pass didn't work so well. That one almost did in terms of K-Cut trying to seek out Eric. But again, Virtual Brothers will recover that and try to take it into the zone one more. Good poke check by Eric. But not much doing, as both teams are not finding their way in too deep into the zone. They're just making it past their blue line entries. That one's flipped in over top, giving chase down low in the corner. 2 sticks will cancel each other out. Puck trickled almost to the goalkeeper and barred down. Beauty. We might call him a beaut there. Good lead pass intended up for Scary Joey. We'll hear his name a lot in just a moment.
Yeah, huge hit there by K-Cut as you see Scary Hours stepping up at the line and kind of letting it be known.
We've got K-Cut here, sit full with room, backhand chance, and scores! Over the diving poke check, buries that one in, and make no mistake about it, Sitful is back at it again. It's 1-0 for Scary Hours.
And what a pass there by K-Cut as he finds City going up the middle. Great feed, and he just busts through the D, get a bit of a breakaway there. Backhand goal as the goaltender there for Virtual Brothers tried to stack the pads very close, but no cigars. Sitful carries it out 1-0 for Scary Hours.
Can't fault Asinato trying to go to the stack down to try and break that opportunity up. However, 1-0 now as K-Cut up on offense, looking for the pass out. Sitful, he connected in the slot area, but couldn't get the shot on as Virtual Bros, similar to Mario Bros, 2-on-1 chance forces almost worked there. That wound up onto the stick of Augie. Augie looking to make some damage as well here. He'll come up on offense as Deeks will wrap that around the boards. Chameleon now up the right side of your screen to Samay as he's level there at the blue line, trips over his own man, now counterattack, going back the other way. The back checkers are there for Virtual Brothers though, as they'll will recover it from the corner, but not for long. Sitful back with it, good steal. Still center point, slap shot rather, as that one whistles just by Asinato as that fell right to the stick of Augie. And it's flipped back in. K-Cut will just kind of grab that one, however, not out. Great shot in. And Bar Down Beauty will rip that out of the sky. A dangerous turnover there from K-Cut after picking that dump in up and trying to move it out of the zone.
Yeah, great job here by Scary Hours to kind of shut things down. They are controlling the game here a bit, and Sitful and Scary Joy going to work in the offensive zone with Blursman. Nice to watch.
Always nice to see. It's Karma down the left side now, looking for room in. Out to Deke, center point. HDC with a clapper that almost rang through. As a far out lead pass, Sitful's now got it. Offensive end, wrist shot there. That one was deflected out to the left side of Asinato as he'll move it along. And now Virtual Bros is back on the attack, trying to pass it up to himself there was Samay, as he did do that, but K-Cut was right there to rip that one free. Turnover in the slot area though. Nice poke check by Scary Joey as they've got to get this one out now. Pressure is mounting. Karma circling with it. He's at the right circle. Shot in, can't get all the way through to his intended target in Wiki. Wiki moving that one along, but that one was intercepted quickly and turned around by K-Cut. He's back on the attack. Lead pass up for Scary Joey, intercepted, and Wiki's taking it back down. Quick turnabout here on the offense. Quick strike and in a hurry now for Karma as he's got it under a minute to go here in the first period. Trickles out to center. Sitful will shove it on net. Won't make it, but it's not icing as it crossed the red line before entry. That was a good hit. K-Cut up on offense one more time as the defense getting active here. 3-2-1. That's going to do it from a wrist shot from K-Cut. And going into the locker room, nice to see Scary Hours in action here in week 2. They lead 1-0.
Yeah, using a brand new team for their jersey. Some pretty nice colors here, and they're putting on a pretty good show here, Brandon.
Yeah, you know, it's the first official tournament really since the rebrand from Vertigo to Scary Hours, but the roster, interestingly enough, the same exact roster they had in their last tournament as Vertigo. They returned every single player on the roster from the King's Coast event number 3 tournament, and a lot of that chemistry really seeming to carry through. Lots of strong opportunities here for Scary Hours, doing a great job on the defensive end, not allowing Virtual Brothers to really get anything. I think considering they didn't get to play last week, maybe that playing a small advantage there to the Virtual Brothers getting that extra 2 games that Scary Hours didn't get. I think you have to feel good for Scary Hours in that first period. Played well, probably got the best of Virtual Brothers in that first period, but when a team as talented as VB, I expect them to come out flying in the second period and beyond.
Brandon, we love to hear that, and I love the insight here from what Vertigo / Scary Hours has now done through King's Coast and now up to here as they look to get their first series win in this Caps Gaming Showcase. Second period underway, 3 wide coming into the offensive end as Deeks will scoop it up behind the net, take it out for his team over center now. Flipped along and out offside here. Just over 2 minutes gone here in the second.
Yeah, we're going to pop that way all the way out to the neutral zone. 17:58 to go, and the Virtual Bros really need to get some offensive work going here, Nick. Move the puck around, put some shots on, because Scary Hours, as you see, they're just really controlling the game here, playing their game and doing it the slow pace they like to do. 1
shot on goal so far, by my count, 4 scoring opportunities, and Bar Down not tested too much in the first period. We'll see if that changes here in the second. As Augie will wrap it along. That was up intended for Sitful, but it won't make it to him as that will be icing and will go back into the defensive end for Scary Hours.
Yeah, so maybe Virtual Bros can get an offensive zone face-off play here, Nick, as they need something to get going, as we see, again, Scary Hours winning the defensive zone face-off. They've been very good there.
Controlling the play at the most crucial opportunity. K-Cut going to work, dancing around a couple of defenders and would-be attackers, but Karma will rip that one away from him. He's got it at the blue line in now. Wiki got some space there as he tried to leave it off for Samay, but couldn't capitalize on the opportunity. It's a dangerous pass back to K-Cut from Scary Joe. We don't see that often. That one could have been a dangerous play that would have led to a fortuitous goal for Virtual Bros. Nevertheless, they've got it through center one more time as Wiki carried along. That one's going to bounce off of a stick, end up for Sitful, as the defense will carry it out for Scary Hours. 12:30 to go here in the second period. Up by 1 is Scary Hours in this best of 3, game number 1 of the night here. That pass out for Scary Joe. He couldn't get through. And that was almost soccered along as it's intercepted and turned around. Augie on the attack here. Stops and goes. Beating out Karma for the puck. They'll keep fighting at it. Half boards picked up nicely by Deeks, and that was good to see from him. Wiki now. Left circle. Down to the corner. Holding. Finding his lane. Found one. Got it up to Deeks now. Deeks looking for HTC. Can't get there. Back down to Wiki. Good move by Karma in front. Dangerous opportunity there as Bar Down Beauty tracked with it. The defense broke down for just a second, but still staved away and scoreless now for Virtual Bros. Over 30 minutes of in-game play. Just about 2 shots on net so far. Karma's trying one more time. He's got it. Off the broken play, he scores.
That is exactly what they needed. They get their best scoring chance of the game just 2 minutes ago, where there wasn't a shot taken in front. It was Karma as well, and this time Karma picks it up off his skate. He's in close, using that close quarters X factor, and a great left low shot, as he's not trying to be fancy and go bar down here, Nick. He's just shooting where he knows he can score, and it's a 1-1 hockey game.
As that one came in, just off that broken play, I think it bounced off of Sitful's stick, and it just corralled itself back to Karma, and he buries that one to tie it, and he needed to. So back tie game, 6:40 to go here in the second, as we got some score updates courtesy of the Leaguegaming powered stat system. That shot rings off of Bar Down, still in the zone though. Dangerous opportunity here. Karma looking to work that one. That one rings off the back of the cage instead. And they'll hold themselves along the board, trying to break free, build some time and space. But as I mentioned, you'll see scores come in, series come in on the right side of your screen. Slap shot in, tipped, and scores! What a beauty of a rip from Augie that's tipped in front by the winger, and it's 2-1.
What a goal there by Blur. He wasn't on the roster coming into this game. He got put in late, and what a tip. Is 200 IQ give and go by the defenseman to open up the lane there, Nick, which gives Blur a clean spot for a tip, and it's a 2-1 hockey game.
Augie and K-Cut, the defenseman, with the assist there, as that shot will trickle in. Kick saved, back down behind, Bar Down Beauty. In down low, 3 men will fight after it, 2 in the white jerseys. Who comes out with it? Scary Hours in Arctic Blur, who just got the tie-breaking goal here in the late stages of the second period. They're back in the lead now. Can they hold on to it? Will Virtual Bros rally yet again? Karma with speed down the left side, but he's ripped off cleanly by Augie as he jumped in on the play, but couldn't get the puck on offense, but he'll stay up there. Trading spaces. Love to see the North American division play the defense so well here and get them in on the offense. As Sitful trying to lay that one up in front for Scary Joey. Intercepted now Wiki. Left side, flipped in. 35 seconds here. And it's turned
Nick,
around.
I'd say there's a lot more defensemen getting into play here, but here goes Blur, Nick.
Blur looking for a lane. Couldn't get the pass in front. Time's going to wind down. One last chance. Can't get the shot off. And going into the locker room at the end of 2. It is 2-1 for Scary Hours.
And like I was just saying, Nick, it's so nice to see on the EU side and the NA side the defensemen getting into it. Brandon, what do you think about that?
Yeah, it's really been one of those games where it feels like opportunities are going to be key. We haven't just seen those big flurries of chance after chance after chance. It's been a really calm, steady game where there's been a chance here and a chance here, but not one of those really high-flying games that you would typically see in the NA side. Almost a little bit more similar to the EU side. Funny how the roles have reversed between our series earlier and this one, but I expect Virtual Brothers get a lot more aggressive and look to create more opportunities for themselves, get shots on net, and play a little bit more of a faster pace. Should be a very interesting third period.
Third period underway here, and Virtual Bros are just leveled. That was Samay. Now 3-on-2, back the other way. Sitful trying to force that one in front. Loose in front, though, and that was Scary Joey trying to bring that one home and make this a 2-goal lead, but could not do so as Augie will take it all the way back down behind his net and start to break out one more time. Scary Joey split the defense, looking to backskate that one in, tried to, got the shot off, but it went just wide. Whistled off the blade and not on to net. Augie moving it along now. 3-on-2, back the other way. This is great to see. Backhand chance. They score!
What a goal there, and that's a great pass. And that hits Scary Joey right in the slot. And he comes in backhand, kind of fakes the goaltender, but I think the pass set him up just perfectly there, Nick, as we see the score update. 2-0 there for Relentless against Blue Line Bakery. And well, Scary Joey's adding to this. It's a 3-1 game.
3-1 here for Scary Hours. They love to get these extra leads here when they can. They pad upon it, and they use that to their advantage to just choke out the opponent here. And we'll see if they can hold on to this, as that puck squirts out to Wiki, now up to Karma, as he was on fire just a couple of minutes ago in the second period. Scary Joey wrapping around to the wingers, back out to the D, right point. Now out half board, Sitful, feet in front. That was Scary Joey off the boards to himself. Errant pass benefited him though, but Karma will take that away. Tangoed along there, Wiki on his stick, trying to fight that off in the slot area. Karma, one-timer chance. That almost found Samay, but it was pushed aside. And now Augie is leveled, and so is Sitful. This could be a quick strike the other way. Karma couldn't get it across the blue line. He's got it on his stick still, though. Wiki to Karma, forced in front, and that one picked off by Scary Joey. All over the ice now is the centerman for Scary Hours, Tegan.
Yeah, not only is he good in the offensive zone, he's fantastic in the defensive zone when it matters, as the puck comes in offside. And this Scary Hours team led by Scary Joey, when he's all over the ice like that, Nick, it's just a pleasure to watch, and it definitely has got to be a pleasure to play with if you're on his team.
I've heard them say they like to play two-way hockey, Coach, and that centerman himself is the man that will say that and live it, as that one's flipped in. Good speed, can't get there though. Can blur, but he's going to fight Deeks off the puck and couldn't do so. Blue line, Wiki for Virtual Bros, now down by 2 as they go offside. 8:26 to go in regulation hockey of game number 1.
Well, there's not a ton of time left here for Virtual Bros, as 8 minutes may seem like a lot, but when you're going against a team like Scary Hours, it definitely isn't. They need to get the puck in and quickly.
Regathered along the boards by Blur. And for Scary Hours, their goal here, keep the puck in deep. And that's the cliche you'll hear from most hockey players, but pucks on net, pucks in deep. That will be the way to close out this game strong and keep Virtual Bros from mounting a comeback, as Augie's still up on defense as he worked on trying to feed that one up to his winger in Blur, but couldn't connect. HDC out now right side, Samay, and K-Cut will just cut that one off. Wrapped around from the centerman out to Augie. Augie's got it up to Blur now. Blur flipped over, short flip in, trying to chop that one back in deep, couldn't do so. But anytime it's spent in their end, it's spent out of Scary Hours' end, but not right now, as they're 3 deep working down low. But it's intercepted and stolen by Augie. Up Blur, now Joey. Joey puts himself offside in a weird situation there, but we'll take a break here with about 3:24 left here in the third period.
He definitely did put himself offside. We've got about 20 seconds before we dive back in. Brandon, what's got to happen here for the Virtual Bros?
I think a lot of it is really just getting opportunities. Scary Hours has been so good in this game defensively. We kind of alluded to it earlier. This has been a game of opportunities and really having to take advantage of them when you get them, because they haven't really been aplenty. Scary Hours has been great defensively. They've taken advantage of those opportunities. But on the other end, Virtual Brothers haven't really been able to get that. So we'll see if they can create something for themselves, but they're going to have to be quick. It's getting late for them before Scary Hours can possibly clinch a 1-0 series lead.
2-goal lead, 3 minutes remaining. Virtual Bros got their work cut out for them here. That pass behind the back for Samay, found Wiki off the bouncing of the boards, forced in front, and Augie there, able to keep that one at bay. That was out to center though, and it found the slot area for Wiki to try to shoot that one home, but he couldn't connect. Samay back on the attack as we approach the final real-time minute to conclude this hockey game. 2-on-2, back checkers coming. Samay couldn't get there in time. K-Cut scores, and it's 4-1.
Yeah, and you've got to back that up to the hit on the entry that K-Cut makes on the Virtual Bros player that's coming in on the right-hand side. He steps up, he makes a big hit, which jars the puck loose, and that sends Scary Hours the other way. He goes backdoor, gets a nice touch from Blur. That's an all-around great hockey play.
4-1 here. And this one's probably all but a formality as that goes offside, bringing in Tegan. You know, we look at these first games, especially for Scary Hours, they didn't play week number 1. Doesn't look like a bit of rust on them though, right?
Yeah, definitely not. Obviously, these are veteran players in the esports community. They've been around for a long time and they know what they're doing. The forfeit at the beginning could have been because of just how scary these guys are, Nick.
As we have a penalty coming late in the game. Some may call this garbage time, but for Scary Hours, they will absolutely put the pressure on, even with a 3-goal lead and 20 seconds to go. As we see here, Augie laying it in front. Joey couldn't connect on it. He's got it again. Wrapped in front. Augie and Joey going to work there, Tegan, and that was almost a beautiful thing to see.
Yeah, gorgeous stuff as they're kind of putting on a bit of a show for us now. I think as they've got this game pretty much in the bag, Nick, as they're going to get another chance out front, but a great pad save.
Pad save, and that's going to do it. The horn will sound the final score here, 4-1. Scary Hours going up and over Virtual Bros, and they will fall 1-0 so far in this best of 3 contest. We'll see what happens in game 2. Looking at the game-winning goal here, Blur going to work with a laser coming in from Augie and tipped in front. Just hold B is what I'm told, and it worked here.
And that's exactly what we saw in the Euro game earlier. Was the goaltending was so good that we were having to see tips, rebound shots, and it's nothing against the skill of the players, Brandon. It was just the goalies were so good. And then we pop in here tonight, and it's basically the same.
Yeah, and I think that in a game like this where you don't see those big flashy glove saves and breakaways and things like that, the performances of the goaltending can kind of take a little bit of a back seat, and unrightfully so. You see some games where goalies will literally have under a 60 save percentage because there isn't a lot of shots on net, but the quality of those opportunities are there in front of them. And in this one, Scary Hours doing such a great job keeping things clean and not necessarily making it easy for Asinato, but giving him looks that he could handle, not letting Virtual Brothers get the looks that they wanted to get. A dominant defensive display from Scary Hours in game 1. You know they hope to translate that in game 2.
Yeah, definitely. Is they're not going to want to go to game 3, especially playing like that. No rust on Scary Hours coming into week 2 as they decided to dust off the skates a little late here, Brandon. And well, did they ever do a good job?
Yeah, you know, the virtual skates and thumbsticks really seemed as warm and as used as ever in that game. And it's interesting because Virtual Brothers last week, they were dominant offensively. Between their 2 games, they tallied 36 total shots, 18 in both of those games respectively, and had over 9 minutes of time on attack on average. In this one, a third of that, just a little bit over 3 minutes, and only 4 shots in that game alone. Virtual Brothers had nothing going for them, and the few looks they did have, Asinato was on top of, and Scary Brothers didn't really give them a chance to get a second look. And I think that's something else that goes really unsaid, is not allowing that second chance, especially against a team like this in VB that can take advantage of that. I know they're going to look to get more shots on that and get that zone time, but Scary Hours looking quite scary, living up to that name there based off of game 1.
Yeah, and one thing I did want to point out, Brandon, is we do normally talk about the differences between EU and NA, and I'd like to talk about a couple similarities that we were able to see in this hockey game. K-Cut and Augie, the forwards dropping back and letting the defense of Scary Hours come up, be aggressive, get the hits, get the 2-on-1s, and be involved in the play. We saw it earlier with Frolunda. We see it here again with Scary Hours. Is this a new trend for 22?
Think it really is. And if you go back to last week, we saw at H-Reds, and it's something that they've been known for in the past, did a lot of their plays offensively with guys like King of Apes going up into the offensive play and making plays. We saw it with Gabagoons when they pulled off the upset against Prodigy. Jordan and Muted both getting involved in the offensive plays, getting assists, and their forwards coming back and making up for that defensively, not allowing that quick counterattack by their opponent. So it's something we've seen a lot in these 2 weeks so far in the Caps Gaming Showcase. Could be something we continue to see, especially with a lot of high quality teams to go here. Should be a lot of fun, and it's something good to watch out for, as there's been a lot of skilled defensemen.
And there's tons of skilled defense, and we're going to see many of them here in the Caps Gaming Showcase, produced by Leaguegaming. And thank you to Leidos, the sponsor, as well, as we wait for both teams to try and get themselves back onto the ice. And what do you expect here, Brandon? Is Scary Hours going to keep their foot on the pedal and firing?
I think that a lot of it, like we said, does come down to staying to what they have been doing defensively. They didn't really allow anything for Virtual Brothers, and for Virtual Brothers, I think you have to look like, okay, what isn't working? How can we switch away from that without straying too far away from what we like to do? Obviously, with just 4 shots, a little bit over 3 minutes time on attack, you kind of have to change something a little bit. It wasn't the offensive aspects of Scary Hours that won them this game. It was the defense. So if you look at it for Virtual Brothers, you just have to figure out how can we break the ice, and the confidence kind of builds a little bit from there. You get that first goal, maybe get a second, get a little bit of time on attack, test the opposing goalie, and bar down beauty. We'll see what happens in this game too. I expect Virtual Brothers to come out with a response. They're a much better team than what the stats showed in that game 1.
Great stuff as always, gentlemen. We are back in it. Game number 2. The jersey colors may have switched, the teams remain the same. Virtual Brothers looking to push game 3 as you see Entourage taking out Gabagoons, who upset Prodigy last week, taking that series 2-0. Scary Hours in these Miami Vice cyberpunk vibe, pink, blue, and white. Virtual Bros in their red jerseys, going south on their screen. Look that you're looking at right now as we begin play here. First period underway. Game number 2. Karma will begin this one out. Flip it back to HDC. Now Wiki. Deke slowing things down. Now trying the attack once more. They're in the zone. Deke will face off a stick lift attempt as he'll lose it behind the net. Augie will pick it up instead and corral that one around the left side. Trying up that side of the ice. It will work for now. Over center. Flipping it around. No support on the accosting that Samay was trying to put on Scary Joey. He fought that one off. Pushed along the corner now. HDC level might be... No, that was not a boarding. Thought it was going to be Deeks. Puck loose in front. Can he get that out? He can. He'll clear it along. Now up to the chameleon himself in Karma. With speed. Trying to break out past Augie. Couldn't do so on that attempt. Fed up now. Karma will take it again. So carried along the left side of the ice. Moving down on your screen. Puck is loose. Will trickle back to the defensive end of Virtual Bros. As Sitful will steal it. Still in the zone right point now. K-Cut spinning at the right circle. Firing one in. Wrist shot there. And saved by Fricks.
I've noticed Virtual Bros really like to work the puck up through Karma on that right-hand side of the ice. Watch for that as Augie stepping up on Karma as he comes and goes.
I like that a lot. That is our second musical reference in as many games here tonight, and this is why we bring you the best production possible on this Caps Gaming Showcase, presented to you by Leidos, powered by Leaguegaming. Produced right here on twitch.tv/Capitals. One-time chance there. Backhand chance on a second effort, and saved by Fricks.
As an auto, great saves there. We saw Teme do it. Maybe it's just that end, but a great job by him down there so far.
Face off there, one kept in the zone. Deeks will bring it around back. Picked up for his right winger in Karma. Stick lift there, still in the zone, and they'll keep it. Will Scary Hours. Shot there, bounced off the defender. That was HGC as it caromed into the corner. Circling back with it, D to D. Deeks will reset it. He'll take it on the give and go out to Samay. Give, and go. Wake me up before you go. As Augie will take it up the left side through center. K cut with speed. Tried to deke and dangle around that one. Couldn't make it happen. Might be his build. Might have been a good defensive play. Blur, meanwhile, trying to stuff that one in short side and could not get that one past the goalkeeper for Virtual Bros. Now 2-on-2 back the other way. Can they back check in time? They will. That's going to be Blur there down low, cutting off that angle as they circle around the outside. Karma, shot in, hits a couple of people in front, can't get through, and K-Cut will carry it out his end. Up right side, Sidful with space now and time. Feeds that one center. Good shot there, score! That's going to be Blur, making this 1-0.
Yeah, that's got to be a set play there from Scary Hours. As you notice, the left defenseman there of Augie dropping down into the center to kind of facilitate and middleman that pass to stop the goalie in the center of the ice. Absolutely gorgeous play. Stops the goalie moving side to side. They drop it over to Blur, and he one-times that one home, and we got a 1-0 hockey game.
1-0 hockey game here. Scary Hours in the lead yet again. They opened up game number 1 in the lead. They do the same here in game number 2. Sidful, backhand chance, kicked aside by Fricks. HTC up the right side to Sammy. He's leveled, and they've got to go back and get that one again. As we see some great leaders in goalkeeping so far through 1 week of the Caps Gaming Showcase, season number 3, the North American division here tonight. Virtual Bros and Scary Hours. Patience there, one-time chance, he scores! That's Wiki with a beauty cross crease pass. You see it in Hut, you see it in sixes, and this game is tied.
Virtual Bros, great job there as they catch Scary Hours in a bit of a defensive lapse, and you'll see it down here. Absolutely nobody backdoor. What a gorgeous goal by Wiki to find the space, get open, and put that one home. It's a 1-1 hockey game. Great answer from the Virtual Bros.
3 wide coming back into the zone. He's pushed off the puck, still keeps it though. Backhand chance, tried to dance around Fricks. Almost succeeded at doing so, but that stick came outside of that crease to knock it away. Still on the outside here for Scary Hours. One-time chance from a low angle. Almost a Stamkos-esque angle there from Sitful, but Fricks will make the save.
Yeah, great job by Fricks as he holds his short side there. He is not going to get caught up again as he's got to make sure of those one-timers, and he does so with a great save there.
Virtual Bros. About a minute left here in the first period. Tied this thing back up at 1 as we go offside here. That's a good answer at the right time for the team in red right now, Tegan.
Yeah, and you know, the goals at the end of a period are detrimental. It's just very tough as you see 6-0 on the face-offs here for Virtual Bros. They just got another one there, so that's 7 plus a late period goal. It's a lot to build on here going into period 2.
Controlling the play very differently in this second game as they try to feed that one to a very low angle shot. The Omaha won't matter. Time will expire, and into the locker room at the end of 1 of game number 2, we are tied 1-1.
One shot is all it took for Hendon, buddy, and it's a good one. It's a 1-1 game.
Yeah, and I think when you look at it, in Scary Hours, before that goal, they looked like they had translated everything from game 1 to game 2, but as Nick alluded to, isn't that exactly what the doctor ordered for Virtual Bros, to work their way and get that quality opportunity and to capitalize on it? You have to start feeling good if you're the boys in red. Maybe that sparks something, you get a few more chances generating. We'll see if they can capitalize. I think they're starting to look a lot better as this game continues to go on. We'll see if they can continue getting high quality chances like that one here in these next 2 periods.
Period number 2 underway here. Game number 2, Scary Hours winning the first game 1-0. They won game 1, and if they win this here, they'll take the series in this best of 3. Blur's got it, lost it, up against the boards there, as No Mercy beating Manicman 12-2. My goodness, a shellacking there from No Mercy onto Manicman. 2 spins have it, but no puck will come to fruition for a goal, as K-Cut had that thing pushed away and almost turned around a counterattack. Nevertheless, Scary Hours back with it. Circles in the neutral zone, takes it back to their defensive end, and will start again up the left side. Nice little move there from K-Cut, but that pass intended for Joey was picked off. Wiki will have it at the blue line, but just stepped over a little early, offside 15-38.
You know, Nick, I'm just enjoying this game within the game on the left-hand side between Karma and Augie. The puck keeps coming up to him. Augie's having to step up, make a play. He causes the offside there. It's really interesting to watch the games that happen with inside the big game.
These players stick on each other for the entirety of the game, start to pick up tendencies, and if you don't adjust to those, you're going to pay the price. They're doing so here in adjusting, which is why we have a tie game so far. As Samay is clipped right in front of the bench there, as my goodness, a slew foot would have been the call if this was in traditional sports, but esports, it's just a hit we play on. Sitful feeding in front, they score. That's Joey with another one. It's 2-1.
Yeah, we said that these guys are known around North America for their great plays together, and they continue to put on a show here. Different teams, same guys, as they come in and get a great pass in front, and you cannot let Scary Joey behind your defense like that. Definitely not when Sitful has the puck, Nick.
So another lead for Scary Hours as they are in control. CBJ taking it 2-1 versus Splice, leading the series 1-0 so far. Karma, left side through center, cuts in front. That's HTC picking up the slack, but he'll lose it at the half boards. On the right side now, Joey up Sitful. Sitful flipped it in, giving speed over to Blur. Blur can't get there. Instead, that's going to be Deeks picking it up, and Karma with speed. 2-on-1, 3-on-1 if they hurry. Bad pass, though, but he'll pick it up behind the net. Will Samay, and he's got it now. Karma fighting for it, and he is putting a lot of effort to try to get this puck back in past Bar Down Beauty to tie this one up at 2 here in the middle frame of the second period.
Good play through the middle is, you know, Scary Hours continuing to gain that line there, Nick, but here comes Virtual Bros.
Virtual Bros delayed penalty coming up here for Scary Hours, as this couldn't have come at a worse time for the Bros that are virtual, as the goalie having a difficulty getting off the ice. Won't matter, they'll touch it up anyway. And Scary Hours going on the power play for the first time, has not seen any power play action, obviously, here in the Caps Gaming Showcase so far. Virtual Brothers, near perfect, 100% penalty kill here for them on defense. Let's see if they can continue that here. As that
what
one,
a play by K-Cut there, Nick, is again activating the defense. We've talked about it all game. Watch them to do it again here, Nick.
good sustained rush on that first go at it off the power play as they control the puck. And that one's flipped along nicely. 2-on-1. That's a good back check here by K-Cut and Augie. Augie there to stay with it, but a penalty behind the net. A trip will be the call, and we've got some wide open action here in this 4-on-4 opportunity.
Yeah, they tried to double team there, and K-Cut gets caught with his stick in the lane. And just like that, we have 4-on-4 hockey. 44 seconds, lots of ice with 6:04 on the clock.
About 30 seconds here on the 4v4. As Virtual Bros will control it down low. They're working it nicely with a nice cycle on this open ice extravaganza for another second. That's cleared. Scary Hours goes on the penalty kill now, as Virtual Bros has a small man advantage. But as I say that, not for long. A holding will be the call back to 4v4.
And just like that, we get all the ice back as we see Instinct take away Awake Nation 4-2.
You'll see those scores come up at the top of your screen and on the right. Those scores will come in real time as games get finalized and posted. And that's all powered by Leaguegaming. 18 seconds to go here on this 4-on-4. 4:16 left to go here in the second period. as we will go back on the power play. This time it'll be Scary Hours yet again for about a minute, as that one's just ripped out of the way by Karma. As it's moved back and just trying to kill time off this power play is Virtual Bros for right now, and doing so quite nicely. Sidful keeping that on side. It's going to skirt past his intended target. Flipped out, an outstretched stick in Blur, can't get there, and penalty time will expire. So a bunch of penalties, no score, not a lot of shots, as we're back to 5-on-5, or as my very good friend Drew Goldfarb says, 6v6 hockey here in NHL 22 on this Caps Gaming Showcase. Nice little lead pass up now for Blur. Now Augie, give and go, looking for Sidful on that set play that you called that earlier, Tegan, as Karma will take that one away, and two will meet at center line. Wiki now back on the attack. K-Cut will take it away, and now a penalty behind the play, and this could be a huge opportunity for Virtual Bros.
Yeah, this is massive. Virtual Bros need to get something going here. You remember they scored in the dying moments of the period in the last period. We'll see if they can do it here.
Flipped out by Scary Hours. They'll have the rest of this period on the penalty kill, barring a goal or another 4v4 opportunity, which will be a third. As final 10 seconds here, real time to conclude this period. Virtual Bros looking to get in the zone. They almost did. I thought they would. Karma just could not keep it on side. 5 seconds to go here. There's time for one more.
Time for one more, and it was time the Zen Freaks come up and beat the Kickin' Chickens 3-1 here, Nick.
What a name.
Hey, you know, that's got to be a fun one to announce anyways. We'll go to the intermission here, and Brandon, what do you think here about Scary Hours just leading the way, but a lot of penalties there in this frame?
Yeah, a little bit sloppier there in terms of not being able to stay out of the penalty box for both of these two sides. Obviously, Virtual Brothers had that quick power play, but with the penalty, turned into a 4-on-4, a chance to redeem themselves, and the power play could not have come at a better time. Held to 0 shots in that second period. Scary Hours really holding things down defensively, but as I'm watching this game, something to look for, it has been the board play on both sides, the left and the right. Virtual Brothers has been pretty much kept at bay when they tried to go to either winger on the boards, and Scary Hours has really locked that down. That really says a lot about their not just being able to forecheck on the defensive players of Virtual Brothers, but also being able for the defensemen to clamp down and keep the wingers from getting past them, getting a quality opportunity. Virtual Brothers, I'm going to expect a lot of urgency here as this third period, not only deciding this game, but deciding the series.
20 minutes left on this regulation hockey. Forced in front. That was intended for Karma, as they wanted to strike early on and tie this game back up. Still on the power play are the Virtual Bros for about another 15 seconds, as Wiki's trying to get this one banked in as soon as they can. Wrist shot in, and Bar Down Beauty tested finally with his third opportunity of the game. That was 2 early shots in the third period, sparking things for the Virtual Bros.
Now watch this. There's 1 second left on the power play here, Nick. Face-off play possibly for Scary Hours. Here it is.
Good push win to fight that one off, and Scary Hours smartly avoids giving up a huge goal there that could have changed the course of the game. Augie's going to take that off the back of the boards and try to stuff it in. He couldn't do so, and Deeks will carry it out. Up now, Karma. Karma's been all over the ice tonight for his team in Virtual Bros. He looks to put the team on his back and give a life and a little bit of surge for his squad as they look to tie this back up at 2. Good shot in, deflected to the right of Bar Down Beauty. He wasn't tested on that one. 4 minutes gone so far in the third period. No score in the third. That's a good shot just whistling by. Fricks on his right side. Sidful looking to steal that one, couldn't. 3-on-3 back down the ice, and that's going to be met at the blue line and poked away, but then creamed and offside. Sidful, I guess, maybe put himself offside by proxy of the hit, and then Virtual Bros went offside. We have a stoppage.
Yeah, and one thing I wanted to point out was in the offensive zone, Nick, you saw that face-off play happen once again where they put it back to Augie and over to Blur for the one-timer. Great save reading that play was Frick.
5 shots in 5 periods now for Virtual Bros. Not looking too great for them in this game against a stifling Scary Hours defense here. as they've had a lot of scoring opportunities, but again, that shot does not make its way to the net. Tegan, that's really the story of what we're seeing so far in this club, as that shot goes on, might have hit K-Cut kneeling down.
Yeah, K-Cut again with a big block there, and you're exactly right. It's the kind of the tail of the tape, so to speak, as the shots are just not going through for Virtual Bros, and you're seeing Augie and K-Cut get in front of almost every shot that's taken, or they're missing the net.
Delayed penalty there, and that was almost frustration, I think, as Sidfoot was just cycling the puck around and around and around. And I mean, if they can't get the shots on the net and they can't get to the puck, they're not going to win the game. Will Virtual Bros, that is, as we have another penalty here. The power play back on. They've not converted on about 4 chances so far, which means the power play, the penalty kill rather, still perfect for Virtual Bros, as Augie will take that D to D, K-Cut right side, circling into the circle, and that's going to end up on the stick of Blur. Blur now Sidful, quick pass, right side, looking at center point. He might find it. No, changing his mind. No, he'll connect anyway. K-Cut dangling, looking in front, got Joey, but Joey didn't have a lane. Back out now, Blur to Joey, your shot there, and loose in front. Augie trying to pick it up and put it home. Could not connect. That puck will trickle up and bounce off of a skate. And we'll have another 10 seconds left on this power play. Blur going to cut in the middle. Did so. That's pushed along by Fricks, and that penalty time will expire. That puck gets wrapped around with speed. This could be a broken play. No, getting there is Augie. Smart move to chop that one through behind the net. That's going to be carried along by Sidful, out of the zone and out of harm's way, at least for now. 7:45 to go here in the third period. Scary Hours up by 1. As you see scores coming in from the night on your right-hand side of your screen. As the play stays on the right-hand side, Blur trying to fire that one up to the D-man in K-Cut, who was at the blue line waiting for the pass. That did not connect. It's flipped in instead by Virtual Bros. Right behind Bar Down Beauty. Dangerous here with 2 men back. Slap shot in. Doesn't get through. 6 to go here in the third period. The boys are buzzing for Virtual Bros. Shots are not getting on net. They have to here if they want to tie it in the third period. Series 1-0 for Scary Hours in this best of 3. 3-on-3. Back down the ice. That's laid up in front. That's intended for Joey. He'll connect on fighting off that puck from his defender. Now Sidful right side in the corner, working it back down low. Wrapped in front. Short side chance, and that one's bounced into the middle, but picked up by the defense in HDC and Deeks as he'll move it along through center. Up the right side now, cutting in the middle. That's going to be picked off nicely by Blur. Blur's got it, feeding in front on a streaking Augie. Augie can't get there, and it's icing with 3:03 to go here in the third.
Yeah, not much time left. Crazy action back and forth. It's pretty crazy to see Augie actually go down back door on that power play, Brandon, where he opened himself up to kind of be a forward there on the power play. 3 minutes left. It's getting exciting.
Yeah, and we kind of alluded to that earlier, defensemen being a bit more willing to step up and be a part of that offensive play. We saw it earlier in Game 1. We saw it in our EU series earlier this afternoon. If you were on the NA side of things like we are here in the booth, defensemen becoming a lot more willing to contribute on that offensive end and get a little bit more aggressive. Don't be shocked if you see Virtual Brothers do that as they search for a tying goal to try to keep this series alive.
It almost seems that the defense playing forward seems to be the meta of NHL 22 right now, at least in competitive esports play, as Karma slips a defender. Backhand chance, not a lot on it, as Bar Down Beauty had to stay home actually and track that one in. Teagan almost gave up a weird play into a goal, but he holds on with the glove.
It's a little unfortunate for the Virtual Bros. I'm not sure if you saw that, Brandon, but it was actually Blur that was the guy back covering Augie. He tried to get a poke check in there, but he actually full-on missed him.
Yeah, and a lot of it, I think, here for Virtual Bros is you're just trying to get any opportunity you can, because obviously you are playing with the series on the line. You even see them doing a little bit more dump and chase a few minutes ago, something that you didn't see them really do at all in the first period. So trying to switch up how they can get opportunities, because just trying to break into the zone, Scary Hours has not allowed it through 5 periods of play.
HDC to Deeks trying to force play down to Blur. With under 100 seconds to go here in the third period of game number 2. Will Virtual Bros force this into overtime? Sidful's got it right for now. Real time, 1 minute to conclude this period of hockey. That's thrown in deep, and nobody's going to go chase it, as Scary Hours in the full trap now to try to close out this game and take this series win. That one's flipped back along, no icing, as it'll hit Samay, and Deeks will carry it along. He's got Karma. Karma's been looking great. That's forced in front. Backhand chance and a good save by Bar Down Beauty. Tested now. Here comes Deeks. Deeks left point. Firing it in, looking for the tip on Karma. Loose puck in front, and that's going to be moved along by Augie. Now Sitful, 2-on-0 essentially. He stops though. Brilliant move. Augie with the shot and a good save by Fricks. Back down the other way. 20 seconds to go here, and the play action is skipping up highly here. The activity is increasing. Sitful's got to step on him, feeding it to Blur. Blur, the fake forehand to the backhand, and he scores!
What a play there in probably the most intense, high-octane moment we've seen here at the Caps Gaming Showcase. And just to have the calmness to be able to move the puck around like that, Nick, to find Blur on the cut, for Augie to carry onto the net, for Sitful to stop up and feed him. Great hockey here, and they deserve this series that they've won.
A completely unselfish play to cement that victory by Scary Hours there, to be patient, find a move. They got to Augie. Augie couldn't connect. They go back at it again and found Blur, who fakes the forehand and then buries that one in for the anchor, and the cementing of this series, of this game. As an ode and tribute to retired Guan, Scary Joey with the goal there, and this one ends. Scary Hours taking this one 3-1. They win the series 2-0.
Yeah, great series here by Scary Hours. We talked about it briefly before the game, but it was kind of expected here, Brandon, as they come out and kind of show us why they deserve to be here.
Yeah, and Scary Hours, we alluded to it earlier in our pregame of this matchup. They're a team that has championship pedigree. They've been there. They've won a lot of games and a lot of tournaments as a team with that chemistry with guys like Scary Joey and Sitful, who you, by the way, saw make a beautiful play to get that pass over to Blur to cap this game off. When you have a team that has that much chemistry, that much experience, that much guile in the way they play offensively, then you combine that with being able to shut down the opportunities before they even come along, really, for Virtual Bros. It's not that Virtual Brothers played a bad game. They did what they could do. Any other team just about. And you probably see this going to 3. But Scary Hours, just the defensive acumen, the positioning, the cohesion with all 5 guys on the ice, and then bar down Beauty in that last minute, making 2 or 3 huge saves on what was probably one of the high-quality opportunities tonight that Virtual Brothers had. Probably their best opportunity there in the last minute. When you put all that together, you can see why Scary Hours got the result they did, and they very well deserved it.
Yeah, they did deserve that hockey game. I was just about to say that, Brandon, and you're right. Bar down Beauty, 28.6 seconds off on the clock, and he makes a great blocker save that could have been a tie game, leading us to overtime, but Scary Hours is going to take this one 2-0 here in the series.
Yeah, and it's well-deserved for Scary Hours, and I think Virtual Brothers, I think they'll go back and they look at this. 9 shots in the 2 games combined for them. That's less than they actually had in average time on attack. They had over 9 minutes of average time on attack coming into the series, so just they weren't able to really break in and get anything going offensively. And I think they go in, they look at it, and you credit Scary Hours for the job they did, being able to shut down a lot of the plays Virtual Brothers looking for, just little things like being in position and a body blocking that pass, because they had a few chances on one-timers wide, but there was just a body there, whether it be Augie or K-Cut or Scary Joey, that blocked that opportunity. So I think you go back and you're like, okay, we didn't really get to create as many opportunities of what we did. Let's go back. We have more games ahead of us with a long term. You maybe see Scary Hours in the playoffs, as this is a team in Virtual Bros we do expect to see come late February and March when those deep playoffs roll around.
Yeah, thank you, Brandon. You're absolutely right. As myself and Nick kind of spoke about previously in the matchup, Scary Hours, I expect, Nick, that we are going to see lots more of them as we get deeper and deeper into the playoffs, led by Scary Joey and Sitful.
Wow, what a performance by Scary Hours to take home the victory there. You kind of looked at the paper and you expected it, but you also didn't know what you would expect from a team like this that didn't play in the first week. You know, team's a little bit different. I know they played in the Kings Coast Cup and they have their acumen around them, but you had a team that did win a victory last week and brought them to this spot. And in the Swiss format, you're going to play teams of equal records. So you kind of look on paper and say, okay, there's a chance here. Wiki Karma, they were stellar. You look at Wiki's performance, 13 shots, 6 goals last week. So, I mean, that's a heck of a feat there to get to this point. And you sit there and go, okay, they could probably do some damage. And I think if you look at the scoring opportunities, they were almost equal. It's just who was able to keep the shots away from the net. And that one you have to mark, well, to Scary Hours. They were able to do that, and everybody played team hockey to get in front. And that goes right back to what we said at the end of the game. The non-selfish play from the team really did change the tide, and everybody had one mission. Everybody wasn't, as wrestling would say, going into business for themselves. They were focused on the task at hand.
They definitely were. And, like you spoke about, it is even matchups that we are going to see. And as on paper, this was a pretty even matchup coming into this one, Nick. But, it was Bar Down Beauty that made that huge save in the last 30 seconds that kind of held things together and pushed Scary Hours ahead into the W, or this could easily be going to a game 3.
It could have gone to a game 3, and I like that games like this can be that, some people say RNG, but it really isn't. These games have a little bit more nuance to them, and I love the idea of having that nuance and that different way a game can go. It doesn't look like it's going to go the way one might think, and it can change at any given time. I find that far more fascinating, and yes, it looks like 5 shots for Virtual Bros in 5 periods, but that didn't tell the whole story. The stat line doesn't measure the intangibles, and those scoring opportunities, I think, were far more important for Virtual Bros, where if one of those does make it through, or if one of those players is just slightly out of position, I think against any other team, as Brandon alluded to, they win these games in Force 3, but they didn't do so here because they're playing against a stellar team looking for gold.
Right, and Scary Hours, 9 goals in only 2 games allowed that we were just able to see. And I would be curious on how many shots were actually taken Bar Down Beauty, and how many blocks were made by Scary Joey, K-Cut, Augie, as they were getting in front of those pucks for their goaltenders all over the ice. 5 shots, like you said, doesn't tell the story, as I guarantee there was at least 20 shots put towards the net.
Had to have been. By my count, at the end of the first period, there was 1 shot on goal for Virtual Bros, but then they had 6 scoring opportunities. So you're talking about removing 80 to 90% of all chances away from Bar Down. He's going to have light work back there, and it's going to be easier for him to make those saves.
And then when he does need to make the save, Nick, you see it with 28.6 left on the clock. He makes a great blocker save, and they're hugging their goalie and going to the dressing room.
Beautiful thing to see. Well, I'm excited for week number 3. I know you won't be joining us for next week, but that's okay. We will miss you deeply, as we have 2 more probably amazing matchups in store for this Caps Gaming Showcase. It's been nuts so far, Tegan. I love having you on, and I'm looking forward to calling even more games with you.
Yeah, absolutely. I look forward to week number 3. I got to take a little bit of a break, but week number 4, I look forward to being back as everybody here between the Caps, Leaguegaming, Leidos. It's just an absolute awesome place to be, and the broadcast is fantastic.
Well, Tegan may not be here next week, but we certainly will. And as we do that, it's been a heck of a run so far in these 2 weeks. 4 different broadcasts. We'll be live next Sunday, 2 p.m. Eastern Time and 9 p.m. Eastern Time for the EU and the North American versions of the Caps Gaming Showcase, presented to you by Leidos and powered by Leaguegaming.com. Listen, everybody, stay safe, stay healthy, and we will see you guys next week. Take care, everybody. Bye for now.